I love this part. Just so satisfying. I wonder how long this took to make this part here. Oh, it's so nice. Action, reaction, and here are the blinks of the little waves through. Oh, it's so good. All right, everyone. We're going to be going through motion design pieces that I love and why they are so good. The first one I'm going to do is called A Year in Sport / Strava, and it's made by Team Vuko. All right, this entire piece has a rhythm, has a flow, and everything is synchronized. The animations are matching the music. All right, another thing right here, instead of just showing Strava the title, he uses nice contrast by changing the colors to the music to make it more interesting. Because if it was just this, or sorry, if it was just like this basic title here, it's not as interesting as him adding the differences in color. You can see the end as the most contrast. But if you look, the other text that's about to come into frame has a slight blur to it. Yep, very slight blur over here. The transition from Strava to this next text is a match cut. Basically, he's just doing a motion match cut here. So the motion of the text moving to the left matches what text is coming into the frame. So whoop, just like that. Okay. And also he does it here. Even though you don't really have to do a match cut here, you could just have the text, move in. But he actually does a match cuts on these here. And that also makes the color changing easier too as well. But I thought it was really cool. He also did a match cut here. You're going to see a lot of match cuts in this one here. So right here, that was a match cut. Because he couldn't match every single dot to make it perfect, to have it do the transition. But it still works because the composition is very similar and you do it at the fastest speed. He adds a little depth. So if you look here, these circles, they have these like this little drop shadow. Another match cut. In motion, you do not want to have things just stationary. Because if you just have it stationary, why not just do a poster or static graphic design piece? So you always want to keep things having like in motion and momentum. It's like a Rube Goldberg machine. This triggers this, which triggers this, which triggers this. With the July and this like bar graph here, the bar graph has its own motion. It comes in fast, and then July comes in. They come in at different points, but then they sync up. Okay, now their motion syncs up here, and then they both sync out to do another match cut. Details like that make a huge difference. Like just imagine it just came up and it was just static like this. Now match cuts don't have to match the direction. As you can see here, the directions are different. For this one, he goes up and then he goes this way. And the only thing that matches is the speed or the speed value of the keyframes for this one. So, and it still works. Watch, look, see, even though it's going the other direction. Another way to create interest in a piece is to change the figure ground a lot. This was a figure, this little white background, and then it becomes the background. Very nice figure ground change. Yep, so right here, this is the background, and then it becomes the figure. Okay. Just the subtle easing of the elements where they're just not stationary. It's just so good. Like watch this part of the crown. Like it slowly scales up. Little action reaction here, like Rube Goldberg machine. Because this ball is going past these texts here, it triggers a little blink. It's like bloop, bloop. Just small details like that make a huge difference. It's crazy. Okay. So this is like our hero image, or a hero that's leading the story, is this red circle here. And for most of the rest of the piece, the circle kind of directs us to where we should look. And it has a little trail, it's a little tail at the end. Adds a little accent here. And just the subtle use of squash and stretch for the circle as well. I love this part. This line that we've seen the entire video so far used as like the heart, which is really cool. There's these accent lines here. So you see these like lines on the outside of the circle. They didn't need to be there, but it adds a little more intrigue here to the circle. They don't take the stage. They don't take all the contrast. The contrast is still in the middle of there. Okay. Nice. All right. If you also notice that it's not just music, they have sound design in this as well that kind of complements the music and what's happening in the piece. Very subtle little bloops in the back. Nice. That little number tick, beautiful with, you know, the numbers rising. All right, remember where I said there's like these like little shadows on the circles? The style stays consistent. Throughout this piece, a lot of the elements have that style. Let's go for like, yeah, here's the circles here. Let's go to here. The boxes have it right here. Very nice. So he like sandwiched it. So he started with the intro, just like this. And he also ended it with that intro for consistency. But he added the little hashtag Gear and Sport at the end just to add a little thing that's different. Everything's like a Rube Goldberg machine again. Everything kind of triggers, like you always want to ask yourself when you're transitioning or moving to another scene, what's like the motion that's causing it to keep moving? What's the momentum? Very good topography too. I love his topography work. Just the added sound effects. Chef's kiss. All right, thanks for watching. I will try to do more of these and let me know what you think.